I would like to ask a very generic question here. You've known Mr. Ratan Tata, and both the groups, yours and his, is a family business group. It's known as a family business group, and history says all of it that all the family businesses group had played an enormous role in in Indian economy, even at the World Forum. Now, new generation coming in the family groups, and their views may or may not align with their fathers or grandfathers. Is there any word there how they should go about it and how they continue to sort of contribute in the Indian economy?
Well, I think the Tata Group is a very good example of not necessarily a family group, okay? Because as you know, the history, okay, their founders eventually gave all their shares to charity. So it's the Tata Trusts which basically own Tata Sons, which then owns the rest of the group. I think that's a very different structure from the way normal family businesses in India, where the families themselves directly own those businesses. But on the intergenerational issue, I mean, what I see today is that in almost across the board, the next generation is always smarter than the previous. Okay. And I think you will see that their contribution, it will be enormous. And if they don't have adequate experience, there's enough ways to, have structures to do that. So family businesses around the world, even in the United States, you may have some very large corporates which are not owned by a family, right? But the majority of businesses are owned by families, and most of them are small SMEs. So I don't see an issue at all. I mean, the Tata example is actually a good example for the world, how a family have been able to perpetuate their ideas through the structure of a trust. There are other countries in the world which also have similar type of structures, where the trusts end up owning the businesses. I mean, it's not well known, but for instance, Rolex, the watch company, actually is owned by a foundation. You see, so there's no reason why this idea cannot be perpetuated. I think we must look at sustainable structures in the corporate, and there are many models, and they all coexist, and they will.